everyone, Elena from XM8 Mastery here, and today we are going to discuss how to add annotations to your sketch report. Some of you do not use Sketch, I realize that, but there are ways to import an Eagle View or use Xactimate's measuring system. So we're going to talk about that a little bit, how if you want to import your Eagle View, you could mark where the tree fell on the roof or where there was hail damage. Here in the interior, we can mark where the ceiling had damage from moisture, or if you had a fire or flood, you can also mark areas in the same way. It's really nice to be able to communicate with the adjusters this way. So let's go check out how we can add annotations to our sketch. Let's talk about how to add those annotations here on our roof sketch, and then we'll also talk about the interior here in just a second. So, as you know, many of you can import your Eagle View measurement report into Sketch, or you can use the Roof Insight, which now Xactware is calling Geomini report. So you can also download a Geomini report here into Sketch so that you can use the Sketch function to make these annotations. So there are options to import the roof sketch measurements if you are not hand sketching your roofs. So I've got a roof here, and I want to indicate where the tree fell on the roof. So I'm going to go to the top of my screen where it says Annotation. And we're going to go ahead and choose the text here. And what I can do is just start typing, tree fell on roof. I'm going to make it as simple and easy as you can. So I can put it, that verbiage, I can use this little red square to move it around if I don't like where it is. And then I can use an arrow to point to the area where the tree fell. And then another thing I like to do, and this is something that we'll do with hail hits as well, is make these little X marks showing where the damage happened approximately. Of course, there's no way to really measure out this, but it does show where the tree fell on the roof. Here you can indicate what area near the top of this ridge here. I can also copy that and paste by right-clicking and copy, and right-clicking in blank space, clicking paste here. And I can place this at several different areas. So maybe we had a tree fall here and a tree fall back here. I could then copy all of these elements and paste those around the sketch. Copy the arrow, and I can place that guy. I can use these directional boxes, these red boxes here. Actually, it's a red diamond to move those arrows. You can always use the red box near the text in order to move the text around. So you do have some edit options. You can also double click back on the verbiage. And let's say that maybe it wasn't a tree that fell on the roof here. It was a basketball hoop that fell onto the roof here. Okay, so I can make those changes by double clicking on the verbiage and just changing that on the fly and moving it around here. So that is how you can annotate a roof and let them know where the hail hits were or where the damage happened approximately, so that you can communicate much better with the adjuster. And if I print this, let's take a look at the sketch that I have. You can see here, this is how it's going to look on the printed PDF version of your report, so that you might need to move your verbiage over a little bit if it's being constricted by the measurements. So I can go back out here to my sketch and move this guy over. So play around with this, take a look. It really does help communicate whenever you have large-scale loss. Maybe on a commercial kind of situation, you have several air conditioner units that were damaged and you want to indicate where those were located on the roof, because some of those commercial claims can be huge. You can use these annotations in order to do that. The other thing that I find effective is on the main level here, I've sketched these rooms with damage. Let's say that we had some water stains at the ceilings here. I can use those annotation tools to create an ellipse to show this is where the water was found, the water damage. I could just fill that in there, make some more text. Moisture damage found at ceiling. And again, we could use those arrows if you want to make it really clear where the moisture was found. Then we could copy and paste this around the floor plan in order to show where we're finding that moisture damage. So maybe we had some here in the hall where there was a leak, and maybe some in this part of the family room. You can really indicate where the damage happened and make it very clear to the adjuster, what you're doing and what you found. One last thing you can do is attach pictures to this sketch. Now, the pictures will show up at the end of the report just like they always do, but they'll reference the part of the sketch that you're working with. In order to attach those images to your sketch, you can go to Options at the top of your screen, go over to Visible Windows and drop down the list and choose Images, and that will cause these images to show up here at the left-hand side. I can then left-click, hold, and drag and place that image here onto the sketch. I could describe it, what have you, say ceiling damage found at the garage, that's fine. Now you'll see this camera show up on your sketch, and what that will do is reference that photo to the sketch here on our report. So if we take a look at that, you'll see that the photo named ceiling damage corresponds to this area of the sketch. So that is one other thing that is very useful besides the annotations, is you can attach that photo to your sketch using that images screen. Again, where I found that was under Options and Visible Windows. You're going to see your images there. This has been Alina Wilson with XM8 Mastery. I hope you enjoyed these sketch tips. If you have any questions, please comment below. I'd also appreciate it if you'd like and share this video with anyone you think would enjoy it. You can also subscribe to this channel in order to receive our weekly updates and our new videos. If you want to know more about what we do at XM8 Mastery, be sure to visit www.xm8mastery.com, and I'll see you next week.